Thank you all for joining us. I'm Mia Saenz, and this is Laurie Montre.
Hello, beautiful ladies. So good to see you.
We're really happy that you're here at Feminine Freedom Big Party. This is a huge, over 40 people are on the lines. Thank you all. I want to share, can all the coaches raise their hands so that everybody can see? Yes. Beautiful. Okay, beautiful. And you're all going to be introduced. That song that we just heard about breaking the shell, it really is about how we come out and expand in the world. Laurie and I wanted to just say a few things before we get the party started. And this is about the inner child, and this is about self-love, and it is about you, and it's about me, and it's about every single person on the planet. And so with that, I also want to say that as I started to tear up when I saw everybody coming in, here I go again, it's just so beautiful. The thing about emotions is when you get the anger and the fear out of them, all you feel is love, and you see beauty so clearly. So all of you sitting in front of us with us, it brings beautiful tears to my eyes because we get to share with you all the people that are here that came to support. So thank you all. Take it away, Laurie.
Yeah. So I really hope everybody came here today in the party spirit. This is nothing short of total, just joy and celebration. We want to create and just celebrate today. So me and I, we've been counting down the days till today, literally, because we've devoted our coaching practice this year to healing. And from that powerful place of being healed and being the highest version of ourselves, asking the question, what can you create? What do you want to create? Because it is all 100% possible for you when you are, embracing your highest self. So clearing away all of the blocks and the burdens that keep us from our highest self is what we're going to be doing this year. And this party is part of that. It's part of our mission for the year. And I just want to take a moment. I want to congratulate you. Thank you and congratulate you for being here, for taking this step. The fact that you took time, you signed up, you didn't listen to the doubts that were saying, oh, why would I bother that? You were like, yes, give me some of that. Give me some celebration and some, get in that spirit. So I really congratulate you. It shows us that you are ready to make some changes in your life. What I hope you take away from our time together today is that you really start to believe that whatever is on your heart is possible for you. We want to fill you with that energy. We also want to give you a lot of knowledge. All of the coaches are coming here today with their incredible gifts. They're supporting you with resources, and I'm kind of challenging you to ask the question, is there somebody here that you want to work with this year? Somebody that you want to help you get to the next level that you're capable of. So just, as you approach this day and this time, asking yourself, why not? I know each one of us has had a coach. I always have somebody that I'm working with because I know that it is the thing, one of the things, along with my willingness and my own openness, but it's one of the things that's always helping me reach my higher version of myself. So I don't want to delay a whole lot. I do want to take just a minute. I want to introduce you to Mia. Many of you know her, but for those of you who may be new to her, I have the job of introducing her. It's one of the hardest jobs in the world, because when somebody has so many different beautiful gifts, it's like, how do you condense it into a little tiny statement about who she is? But she is a mystic and a healer, a love coach, everything all kind of wrapped up in one. I would say, if I had to just kind of pick one thing about her greatest gifts that she uses is to help people really understand, get clear about what is it that they want? What is it that their truest self is desiring? And then she helps them learn how to actually bring that into being. She does that with love. it's incredible to see. I'm a witness of that because she has been not only a friend, but a coach to me as well. So I really speak from experience when I talk about her gifts. So I want to take a minute right now and tell you a little bit about our agenda today, so you know what to expect. We're going to
when do I get to tell about you?
yes. People should know who they're receiving information from. I agree. So please let them know whatever it is that they need to know about me.
Beautiful. So this is Laurie Montre, one of the most elegant, beautiful, amazing women I've had the privilege to enter my life. I met a lot of beautiful women in 2021 that I've got to watch them just be who they are and get to know the depths of them. Laurie is a Harvard law graduate, attorney. She is everything, literally. She knows all. She's somebody that I absolutely love in the sense that we have a mastermind together. We have some programs, and I couldn't ask for a better partner in that. She also is a food specialist, I'll call it. She's going to tell us in a second because that's not right, but she helps women release weight, but not just release weight. It's not about the food, it's about the emotional issues. And so since I also deal with emotions, it's a perfect combination for us to have come together. There's so much about Laurie. She has 6 kids. She is the truest mother of love that I've ever met. The calmest, truest mother of love. Can you add a few more things that I did not add there, because I am nervous right now. I don't get nervous.
It's excitement. I know. I feel the same way. I'm like, where's my mind? I just want to get good stuff. So like Mia was saying, I'm a trauma-informed eating psychology coach. So rather than helping people, here's your meal plan, good luck, right? Which doesn't work ever. I help people understand why they already know what to eat. They just can't seem to do it consistently. And it's really about, like Mia was saying, it's about so many other things other than the food. It's about, having emotional resiliency to be aware of your emotions, to welcome them, to process them without needing to use food, building habits, changing thoughts. It's a very comprehensive journey. And so that's what I am just thrilled and blessed to get to help women do, along with living a life of authenticity is the other area that I really have put my passion into. So yeah, thank you, Mia. I appreciate those beautiful words. And we're joined today by, we would go on and on about each one of these incredible people. And I was saying, as they were coming on, some of them I have had the pleasure of meeting, and some of them I've been following for years. Like, they have literally been inspiring me, Jen and Meg and Christine, when you went through your transition, out of your marriage and stuff, I was doing the same exact thing. And I was listening to everything. And I'm like, yes, Christine said this. And, Kate with her relationship stuff, and Patty with her multitude of incredible, it's just, for me, I'm in like heaven right now. And I'm so happy. And Denise, and just so happy that you guys are being the beneficiaries of that, Amy and everybody. So what we're going to do today is just honestly, we're going to party. We're going to pretend like we're all in a room together, and we've got some drawings that we're going to do. And I'll say a little bit more about that when we get to the first one. But what we really want to do is introduce you to these women and let them just influence you and, get you excited and give you their energy and their wisdom so that we can go forward collectively as a beautiful group. We're 40 some on the call, but me and I heard from so many other women who are like, oh, I have to work at this time, whatever. I'm going to watch the replay. So together we're going to be a really powerful group of women who can make a difference, frankly. The 200 and whatever number of us that are collectively here, getting energized and ready to create from our most healed place, we have work to do. And so let's get started with that. Mia's going to tell you more about each of the incredible people, the visionaries that we have on the call, so that you will know who they are. We have on the landing page, we have their contact information so that you can look them up a little bit more. Each one of them has gifts for you. And I really encourage you, if you did nothing else but just look up each of these people that are on here today, see what free things they have to offer, read a little bit, you will benefit so much if that's all you do, right? And there's much more that's available to you. But let's start there. Mia, tell us please about these incredible ladies.
And also, very quickly, you will receive the list with your replay of everybody's gifts. We were going to put them up for people to just click in later on, but it didn't work out that way. So know that each coach has provided a beautiful gift. I do have to say, before we go past this one person that couldn't be here at the last minute, Gladys Diaz, she's a beautiful relationship coach with Desired Hearts. And they have a power outage, and it was supposed to be fixed at 1 last night at 6 a.m. So she can't be on with us, but we'll all hold her here in love. And she has a twin sister. They're in Florida, Miami, and they have this beautiful company. So beautiful. So I'm going to go around as how I see it. The first person that I see up here is Denise Kovaloskis. Now, Denise was Denise Dominguez. And I've known Denise for probably about 6 years at least. She is a light. She's beautiful. She works with people who have been in narcissistic relationships and non-narcissistic relationships. And I just adore her. She's always there if I need something, happy, supportive. She and Amy Turner and I did Awakening Global throughout the pandemic, the first year. And so this is beautiful, Denise. And then I'd like to share Patty Alfonso. Everybody wait when I say your name so they can spot you guys. Patty and I go way back. She's one of my longest time friends in this industry. And I also wouldn't know where I would be without Patty. She's saved my keister a couple of times where I've gotten to grow. We had our first Love Revolution book that we paid a micro publishing company to produce, and they printed it with the author's notes in it. So in that day, we had to lock it down and start from fresh. And Patty was the one that, because I was a basket case, I mean, we spent money on PR people and everything. And so Patty got in there, got to work, worked it for a week, and then we passed it off to somebody else. But the beautiful thing is, without Patty, we would not have had this book stopped and gone through again. We started our own. I started my own micro publishing company because somebody messed with me. So there's always an answer. And when I say messed with me, I don't mean it like, yes, I do. If I see a way into some way around, I will help that. Patty is just magnificent. Pole Dancing for Consciousness was the first class I took from her. She's helped me love my body. I also teach body love, and guess what? I've learned so much from her. So thank you, Patty, for being here. Kate Houston, oh my gosh, she interviewed me probably 5 years ago or something. And she's such a beautiful, beautiful light. She teaches, or she's a relationship coach. She teaches self-love. She's really lovely. As you can see, her beautiful hair. She's always magnetizing people towards her. I adore her. I adore her message. And you guys are going to love her. Okay, I'm trying to speed it up because you know me, I can like take people and go forever here. I love you guys. Okay, here come the two girls, the soul ascended women. This is Jennifer Ludington and Mccain McCain. And
these girls are going to get crazy. I can tell.
And I'm just getting to know Megan, but I am so excited. I've known Jennifer for years and years and years. And she's also one that if I reach out, she's there, a true sister. I love her, I adore her, and I'm really grateful. Actually, I've been watching her this last year, flying through where all of us have been stopped and paused. And she gave me, She gave me the inspiration to partner with Laurie. She doesn't know that, but because of the grace and the beauty that she has created this year with her books, with her stuff, and watching the love that Megan and her have together in sisterhood has been the most healing that I could see. And I really needed that. So thank you, ladies. And Megan, I am so excited. You and I have to have a talkie-talkie on Zoom, okay? We'll have lunch together.
Sisterhood and badassery.
She's a business coach and a transformational coach and an ascending coach. And Jennifer is, she started out with food stuff too. And she is like this top transformational wizard. And that's why I wanted them here so much, and so grateful because they had another commitment and they still made it here. So thank you, ladies, very much. Appreciate it. Krisha Young. Krisha and I met a couple years back. Love Krisha. She's one of those, we have a no BS person here, Amy Turner, but Krisha you'll find is a no BS person. And she'll let you know the right way. She also does it with grace and tact. But the fact that she stands her ground in her commitment to self and growth and to people is unbelievable. We need more of Krisha in this world, more Krishas in this world. Thank you, honey. And thank you for being on today. And there's Amy. Amy, as I mentioned before, has been a speaker with me and Denise for Awakening Global, literally to awaken consciousness within people. So we spent 2020 working on that, and that was really beautiful. Amy got married this year, so I got to watch that. Yeah, so beautiful. Congratulations on that, honey. And I'm excited for you guys we'll get in here really quickly. Christine Miskinnis. Oh boy, Christine and I go way back from 2000. We met early 2013, and we have been close friends ever since. I spoke on stage right before Marianne Williamson at her event, Rock Your Voice Woman in New York, January 17th, 2017. And that was the most amazing experience. I flew to Manhattan so that I could be there and to watch her do her magic. She really inspires women. She utilizes her voice, teaches women how to speak their truth, which is so important. We're afraid sometimes to speak our truth. So thank you, Christine, for being such a powerhouse. Did I get everybody? Let me quickly look at the...
Did you get Kate?
I did, of course I got Kate.
I'm sorry, I was writing down.
Okay, so
because we are having some prizes. So I was writing down everyone's name and I just counted them. I do believe
I went through everyone, honey.
Perfect. I do believe I've got you all.
Wonderful.
So why don't we go ahead and do that right now? Me and I have
Our first prize.
That's right, that we want to give you for just showing up and being part of, like I said, this is a movement.
It's a party.
This is not just one event here. We are going to get busy changing the world here. So I've got your names and I'm going to be a very official prize picker. I don't know that do I need a blindfold?
No, but is it in a bucket? Or okay then.
In a bag.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm just swirling them around. I wish I had one of those turny thing. That would be fun. And okay, anyway.
We talked about you being Vanna White here.
That's right. Where's my... Okay, so our first prize, we wanted them to be meaningful. They're going to get bigger and better as we go. So do not leave because the best ones are last. But the first one, we wanted to be meaningful things that would actually contribute to the whole, mission and purpose of the party. This is, we're going to be sending you the book, The 4 Agreements, which is just a beautiful book. Maybe you have it and you can pass it on and bless someone else with it. But after you read it again, of course, because you can never, read and just refresh with these kinds of things enough. So what you're going to do is you're going to, if I call your name, you're going to email me, Laurie, Lori, at nuaria.com, Nuuaria. We'll put that in the chat. email me your name and address so that I can get your prize to you. Okay. And that's the same for all the prizes. We want to receive that email within the week so that we can get that out to you. All right. And the winner is Elise Ann.
Woo!
I love it. Congratulations. You deserve the first prize.
I also want to show everybody that one of the prizes is this necklace. This is Laurie's and my necklace that we're using in our mastermind this year. We're wearing it every single day of
That's
2022.
right.
It has our own initials on it. It has a heart for our heart and a key to unlock it. And both of them have our initials, and the key has little crystals on it. It's really beautiful.
And it's so fun. I feel like I'm in 8th grade and me and I are like, you know,
what are we gonna wear? Let's
but it's totally where we're embracing this fun, powerful, creating energy, and we've got our matching necklaces on. So yes, one of the prizes is going to be a matching necklace with your initials. So that is coming up.
May I do a quick reading?
Perfect. Yes, let's get this. This is serious party material.
I'm pulling in the energy of this beautiful space and blessings. And I see with my eyes closed, so excuse me. The energy tugs at my hands, and thus I pull the card. And they are, you guys can see them, but I can't. So you get a little bit of a show here. All right. Beautiful. I can't hardly speak. The best draw. I've been working with Pele this week with some Hawaiian clients, and divine passion. Be honest with yourself and what your heart's true desire is. I use Pele for creation, literally, because she supports the volcanoes. They erupt. What do? They transform. They remove, and then they regrow things and they rebuild. So that's beautiful. Vast, independent. Your independence foundation is your strength. And Diana.
Honestly, I can't believe that.
And Diana. Focus intentions. So all of us spiritual women here know that having a card like creation, your independence, like your sovereignty, and focused intention, what does that bring? That brings feminine freedom. I have to laugh at that. I mean, how wacky is this? But it's really beautiful. So take these cards, ladies, and put them within yourself today and all week, and know that you are incredibly powerful. And this is a space in which we all get to grow. Okay, thank you.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Mia.
Thank you.
So the way we organize today, we want to ask each of our incredible panelists, we'd like them to each speak on kind of the central focus of our time here together, the central focus of the party, which is healing and creation. So I'd like to ask each of you a question and just kind of go around and receive your answers. And for those of you watching, you know, taking some notes and really what is resonating with you, because that's what you'll be able to take and you know, build upon. So maybe we should make a list just so we're not missing anybody, and certainly panelists help in any way, because you guys are scattered throughout the screen. Just help make sure that we don't miss anybody, because
I have that up over here, so I'm watching.
Yes. Okay, perfect. So let's ask the first question. As you can tell, me and I strongly believe this year is an incredibly powerful one in that the universe is offering its loving, healing energy to every person who's willing to receive it. What are your thoughts on 2022 being a time of both personal and collective healing and growth?
So
Do you want to call on them to?
Yeah, thank you. I'm
Perfect.
sorry, that's what you were asking me before, and I'm like, okay, let's open the mics with Jen and Meg, please. And
Hello.
if you need it repeated.
Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Hi. Thanks for making us cry before we even unmute. And before we talk about the topic, we need to share something because Mia, you don't know this, but Megan and I, can you guys see this? We have matching necklaces, Laura. Yeah.
I love it. Of course you do. Isn't that beautiful?
And we have a little crystal on ours also. And our necklace is the High Priestess necklace.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
So, thank you for inviting us. We will absolutely, we just really want to serve and support this community of women, and we're just honored to be here. So thank you. So Meg, let's talk about the word that came to us this morning in our own reading. We did our own reading this morning, and there's a few things that came up. And I think that as we're transitioning,
Probably going to thank you in advance for traveling.
into 2022, one of the things that is coming through for us is called sovereignty, right?
Sorry, I muted you by mistake, honey. Unmute. Somebody's on here talking behind you there. Sorry. Jennifer and Meg, can you guys unmute yourself?
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, so we did a reading this morning, and the card we pulled was transition. This beautiful card.
Beautiful. Oh, that is beautiful.
And when we were speaking this morning, something came through for Megan when she looked at this card. But what's really been coming through for us in 2022 is sovereignty, self-sovereignty, and what that really means as the collective, women together and our power, and what sovereignty can bring, and how that can transition us into something bigger and greater. And when Megan looked at this, you want to tell them what you saw?
So what I saw when I looked at this card is, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I think that's supposed to be the moon, but just at first glance, it looked like a head and then the body of a woman. And then right here where there's the butterfly and is it leaves right there? And a crystal is the womb space. And
Feminine freedom.
Yes. So Shakti energy, the energy of creation. And, as feminine leaders, when we can own our own sovereignty, the amount of magic that unfolds in our creation is palpable. And, Jen and I always talk about, how we've had to heal old sister wounds in order to trust the power of collaboration, trust other women, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when it comes to 2022, I'm just thinking about some of the themes that we've all as a collective endured over the past few years. And, first it was the dismantling, putting a magnifying glass on all of the things that were broken, right? We saw a lot of online bullying and competition and women competing with other women. And I really believe that 2022 is calling on women to lock arms and come together, the power of collaboration versus competition. And that to me is sovereignty. That to me is feminine freedom. When we don't look at another woman's success as a threat, but rather as permission. And how beautiful here that, you, Laurie, and me, I'm just looking at you two together as these powerful feminine leaders hosting this party, and how I recognize a lot of the faces here, and it's just such a beautiful sacred space. So thank you for the invitation, and thank you for really believing in the same mission that we do.
Yeah. And one last thing before we pass the mic is, Megan and I have this equation that we use, and I want to ask everyone here to look at this as you're looking at your own healing this year. We believe that connection plus collaboration minus competition equals currency. And yes, we're business coaches, so sometimes currency does mean financial freedom, but it also means currency and connection and relationships and love and support. And so looking at this year of healing, how can you create your own currency with collaboration and connection? And what does that look like to you as a sovereign being? What is that for you? And so Megan, I want to invite you into using that equation and creating your own currency this year to heal.
So beautiful. I want to say one thing to the audience so that you know, we are going to have everybody all the speakers here, all of our guests, they will remain on the landing page. Well, there'll be a special page on there with all their information, so that Laurie and I are building a resource site so that you guys can find these women that we think are so magnificent. Plus the video will be there too for other people to watch to get to know you. So know that we're doing this for probably 6 months, this Feminine Freedom Big Party. And so we will keep everybody on there, and we obviously approve of everybody here. So
Right.
enjoy this.
Thank you, Mia.
Yay.
Let's go with Patty.
I love, it's just blowing me away though, how everything is so consistent around this, creation and healing. And it's really incredible. It's just showing, right, how this is what's happening and what we're being offered. So love it. Thank you guys.
Me, hey, hello everyone. Thank you for creating this beautiful space for us to connect and be with each other and celebrate each other. When I saw the landing page and I saw all of the amazing women and that I knew a lot of them, I was just so incredibly excited and feeling really blessed and honored to be here. Yeah. I mean, the gift of the feminine, right? And for me, looking ahead into 2022, I can perceive this beautiful opening, just like Jennifer and Megan was saying, this beautiful opening for the feminine. And I want to bring into the conversation one of our greatest playmates that we have on this planet, and that is our feminine bodies and the gifts that live in our bodies, the gifts that we actually get to play with and create with, because we are women, because we have these beautiful feminine bodies and creatures to play with. And I've been doing this work for a long time, about 15 years of empowering women to live orgasmically and to really dive deeply into their bodies. And, for a while, you kind of feel like you're the only one sort of like talking about something. And then all of a sudden, there's just all of this energy and it's available for so many more people. And some of the work that I do is around embodying your feminine body's brilliance. Megan and Jennifer spoke about one of those, connection and community. That is a brilliance that is available to us in our feminine bodies that it's a gift that we're really good at. Intuition is another one that we are just blessed because we have these bodies, because our bodies have this intuition, and we lead our lives in that. So all of these energies, what I'm perceiving is that they're actually really like available on another level, thanks to everything that has happened. But I want to highlight some of the other feminine geniuses, and I want to honor Sheila Kelly from S Factor, because this is part of her work, but it's kind of what popped to talk about a little bit. Your sensuality, right? Awakening your body and being present with your body through your sensuality, through your curves. The way that a woman can move through a room and through the world, that energy alone is life-giving and life-changing. And with everything that's been going on, I mean, I'm having so many more women showing up, having the desire for sensual feminine movement. I think it's really, really important right now to embody your beautiful, gorgeous body. All of it. Including your beautiful curves. I'm gonna turn to my curves right now. And your beautiful belly is also a curve, and your beautiful ass is also a curve. And what can we create together to empower the feminine to really be the feminine? Because I think that that's what our world really needs right now. So I hope that that answered your question.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's go with Denise.
Yay! I love this question. What are your thoughts on 2022 being the time for both personal and collective healing? Well, what came up for me to speak upon was support, love, and guidance, right? Everything leading up to 2022 has looked one way, but in the background, it's something completely different, where we are collectively healing. The earth is healing, everything that's happened since 2022. And isn't this the greatest time to be alive? Like witnessing and going through this transformation, this upgrade, it's so exciting. I just love it. And I share that every day. I'm like, this is so amazing to live and witness such transformation. So my belief is that everything leading up to 2022, even before 2020, was preparation for us to be together, and what separation looked like from the outside was really us collectively coming together and locking hands. And this right here, Mia, what you and Laurie have created, and all the other things that all of us individually have created to come together, the healing, the social media posts, the things that we put out into the world to help people realize their uniqueness about them and the love that they have for each other and us. And just going through this transformation has been amazing for everybody. And I know that at the end of this, it's going to be so beautiful and healing. So support, love, and guidance is what came up for me, those three words, on my thoughts of 2022 being the time for both personal and collective healing.
Wonderful. That's really beautiful.
And Mia, can I just say, Denise, you know, all of you here, all of the coaches that are offering this here, just bringing that, you know, different perspective of seeing things. You know, so many people in the world are like, oh my gosh, everything's falling apart around us. This is, you know, we're going downhill. Everything is broken. And it's just, but we can look at it that way when we're truly open to the truth of what's happening. We can see that we're being offered something here, a chance to create what is actually, you know, truth and beauty, instead of, you know, just being in that energy of, oh no, everything is falling apart. This is awful. So I love that you said that. And I know that the rest of you are sharing that in your hearts. So I just that really spoke to me. So I wanted to say thank you for that beautiful reminder that this is where we are, is a gift.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Kate.
Oh, thank you so much. What landed for me truly in this question is, we've had a little conversation about the sovereignty, the agency, and that's sort of the theme that I brought today. So I love that that came up already. Is really, it's not about doing more, adding more. It's truly, and it doesn't have to be, I know that sometimes people think this work, this transformation, this work is going to be as painful as the pain was. And the truth is, it is beautiful, soft, gentle, tender awakening, like that great sleep you wake up from and feel great from, when you're finally coming home to you in a way you've never done before. And instead of it being about doing, it's about undoing the beliefs that we layered on, that somebody else told us, that we took on and agreed to believe. It's about shifting from being the doing to receiving, to allowing. And what I truly want everybody to understand is that you individually doing the work, stepping into the work, being courageous to have conversations first with yourself, to get to know the shadow, to fall in love with that side of you, you changing your way of being, it vibrates out around everybody else. And that is how the collective conscious changes. You don't have to do anything with anybody else. It's about your empowered self stepping into a different way of being that will literally shift, like the rock in the ripples in the water. The moment you change your way of being, you'll think it's small, but the way your energy shows up with others will literally influence their way of being and how they are with you. And for you to realize that level of power you have in this world is so beautiful and tremendous. It just is amazing. So it's about receiving, it's about allowing. And one of the things I'd like everybody to do is put your hand on your heart for just a moment, close your eyes and take in this moment. There is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing you need to fix. It is simply you have tools and methods and patterns that you've used that worked at one point in time, and now your friction is just telling you that doesn't work anymore, and you simply need different tools. That is all. You are wholly worthy and of value of love, just as you are today, whether it's a few extra pounds or a few other stories you've told yourself, or that internalized shame you've held on to. You get to release it and receive love, receive support, receive the sisterhood, because you are worthy of love just as you are. And as you shift and come home to you in knowing and understanding and believing that shift in you and that vibration you changing is what changes the world around us.
I muted myself because of the puppy. Thank you. Before we move on, I just want to say, Tony, can you pull off from what each person is saying, each guest, so that we can use it in social media? Thank you. Sorry, I have to keep notes on here. Let's see. Christine.
Okay, hello, we're having a party. I love a good party on Friday. It's like that free energy. Yes. Thank you, ladies, for having me. Thank you for saying yes. And, to come like piggyback a little bit over what Kate was saying, I like to say no one and nothing or no thing has power over me. No one and no thing has power over me. So I'm a voice coach. But voice as an energetic, voice as your inner connection and your outer expression, because voice is the power of creation, which is what we're talking about in 2022. And you have the power to create inner connection, what's happening inside of you. This is the healing aspect of you. This is the sovereign being knowing, oh, my inner child says, I'm scared, I'm frightened because she was not able to actualize her dreams. However, myself as the woman, as the powerful sovereign being, has choice, the power of choice, and choosing everything you believe is true for you and not listening or discarding the rest. And so that's how I've created a life of success. That's how people might see, oh, you're confident. No, it's not that I'm confident. I know who I am, I know what I am, and I know how I serve. And I speak from that place of my heart. As Patty has shared, I have to embody who I am. Your voice is your heart speaking. It can be so pure and simple, like it says even in the Bible about the voices of the children, and it belongs to the children, is because they're so pure in their intention, in their heart. So all of this fighting just can come to an end. All you have to say is, I do not consent. Thank you, but no thank you. Not for me. And you will start to see people coming into your world, your life, people respecting you, compassion coming more alive in your daily experiences, gratitude, all the workings of abundance. but we know that there are different voices in our heads. A lot of times we hear the voice of the ego. And so the sovereign voice, the pure voice, is the voice that is and that resides from your heart, or it's the voice that you can tap into, God, source, universal spirit. And that's what happened to me when I had divine healing with my own throat. And so I've been talking about voice, teaching women voice, but 2022, there's never been a better time that we are alive as women, because our voices have been silenced in the past. We were burned at the stakes. Why? Because we didn't write things down in the tabs and the thing. We told our stories. We lived our stories. Come to my home. Let me bring this to you. And they called us witches, and they thought we were radical and crazy, and we still are. We just haven't shown them the purity and the power that resides within us today. And so there's a beautiful mothering energy in the voice, and it's all about you speaking your truth. But first, you need to be true to who you are. And I'll just stop with that and just say, go rock your voices, women. I love you, and I know this is our time.
Beautiful. Thank you. I do want to say a little thing about what Christine said that's so important, and that is any of us who, okay, Laurie, you muted yourself. I was like, where's Laurie? Any of us who know that we have been or what we've been in our past, go up your lineage. I do this in the miracle energy healing process. I go up people's lineage and unbind. Everybody was bound before they were burned or hung or drowned. So unbind yourself, and metaphorically, literally, unbind yourself. Be who you actually are, right? In this experience, in this lifetime. Thanks for bringing that up, honey. Amy, you're up.
Hi, ladies. Oh my gosh, this has been so amazing so far. So what's coming up for me, obviously, so year 2022, it's a 6th year, it's a feminine year. So as everyone's talking about, it's creativity, it's birthing, it's nurturing. Gosh, do we need that nurturing so badly right now? And I truly believe that every single person that is here on this planet asked to be here for a reason. And all of us on this call, I believe too, are here as healers in our own certain way. And we have asked to be here to heal. You know, I've heard a lot of people talk about like old earth and new earth, and it feels like 2022 is going into the new earth. And so it's like, we are all here as healers to usher the whole entire humanity into this new earth. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm no BS. It's not going to be easy. The last 2 years were not easy. As Christine was saying about using your voice, you know, it's like to be in your power. It's not like it's just going to be roses and things are going to be easy. So I want to let you know, like the birthing process, it's not easy, but it's so powerful and so transformational at the end. And so collectively, yes, we're going to be ushering everyone over to a higher consciousness. And to get to a higher consciousness, there's a lot of lessons that are going to be learned. And I'm so thankful that this is the year of the feminine. So at least these lessons can be learned, hopefully more nurturing, more creatively, more in our feminine. And so that's the way that, and then individually, of course, we're all going to be learning our lessons and moving forward consciously, more consciously than we've ever been. So it's such an incredible time to be alive.
Thank you. Thank you, Amy. I also want to say really quickly, sorry, Christine, I didn't share. I went on about Denise and Amy and I doing Awakening Global, where Christine and I supported the masses in 2020 with a Sunday, soulful Sunday service. And I just want to say thank you. We had to close it down when cancer got really high with me, found out in 2020 that I had cancer. And by the end, when we closed it down at the beginning of, or the end of June, I was in pretty bad shape. June 22nd or July 22nd was when I had my healing. And within 3 months, I know I was healed. But by 4.5 months, I got a cancer-free result. So look at our illusions that we're being told, because I also was told in September that the cancer came back and it was a false diagnosis. Another doctor I saw also told me I was dying, that I was metastatic, a false diagnosis. So when I finally said to my oncologist, show me exactly where it is, show me so I can go after it. and he couldn't find it on the film. He said, this is a wrong report. Stick to your guns, stick to who you are, know who you are, as everybody's saying here, and break the illusions. Thank you, guys. Okay, is Krisha. Come on, girl.
Hello. This is awesome. Oh my gosh, I love it when women come together, and we really need this right now. So Mia, Laurie, thank you for gathering all of us here. And it's nice to see my friends here as well, and some new faces, bringing a little bit of ocean energy to you here as well. I know you can't really see me, but that's not what's important. You know what, I listen to everybody, and I just want to say that we are all diamonds taking shape, right? And this is it. And this work, as you can already tell, is incredibly multifaceted. There is no one thing that gets us to where we need to be. We need to do all of these things, you know, and all of us, you know, in one way, shape, or form have done many of these different modalities. You know, really leaning into the feminine, though, for if you're resonating with that, is really important, because it opens up so many different portals. It opens up shadow work. It opens up the body, the sensuality, the sexuality, the voice, like everything that has already been spoken about really gets opened when we look into the divine feminine, the healing that's available for us at that particular level. I'm a synthesizer. So the way I work with my clients is I like to bring all of this together for, you know, the individual. And so that's what I'm seeing here is like, pick the thing that resonated with you the most and go there. And then from there, the way the feminine works is the next thing will fall, the next thing will fall, the next thing will fall. And the most important thing is to just listen to that intuition and that inner knowing. And somebody's in agreement here. And do that receiving and that allowing, right? Because that is really, that's the thing that, you know, women, we have a tendency to kind of push things away from us, right? We don't want help, we want to be strong, or we don't want to ask, or we don't want to receive, or whatever. And that's where we block the flow, right? So allowing all of this and receiving all of this and surrendering and just getting curious and being like, okay, what is my next thing here, will really serve you beautifully in this journey. And yeah, my word for the year, just to close out, is stability. And if we don't create our own reality, somebody else is going to do it for us. And we have the power to create whatever we want. Ocean view, telling you, it's available for all of us. And from where I came from, there's no way I would have ever thought that this would be possible for me. But here I am. Okay. And I just want to share that magic with everybody here, and just pick your lane, and then use the intuition and keep allowing it and collectively collaborate with people. That's really, really, really important. Find your people, and yeah, you'll get your healing.
Very, very beautiful. Thank you, Krisha.
That's incredible. I love how we're all like just so on the same wavelength, and it just keeps confirming for me, like when we're open and receiving the messages that are coming from, we're all hearing the same thing. This is the truth, and it's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Krisha. It's amazing. So let's, between this questions, the next question, before we do that, let's go ahead and pull another prize. This one is a beautiful set of affirmation cards, because affirmations can really shift us into, you know, remind us of these things, right? We get so sucked into being reactionary and whatever's happening in our life. Okay, I have to feel that way or whatever, but we don't. And so these affirmation cards, you know, can really help us tie into the energy that we want to have, that's available to us. So me and I found a beautiful set that's also very visually incredible. So we're going to find out who we're going to send those to right now. I did get the new people that came into the room since the last drawing. So everybody's got their Anna. Anna, I think there's only one. I think we only saw one. Let me find her.
Oh, it's Anna
Thank you
Slater.
very much.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Really
Awesome.
appreciate it.
Anna Slater, you're the winner.
Thank you.
Email me so that I can send these beautiful cards to you.
I will do that. Thank you very
Awesome.
much.
How fun. Congratulations. Okay. Let's move into question number 2 for everybody. And, you know, this was really, Krisha, you gave us a perfect segue because you talked about that, you know, we're multifaceted people, right? And very often in my own journey, you know, I was always looking for that kind of that quick fix, that one thing that was going to take care of all of my issues and move me into the place where I wanted to be. And of course, it doesn't work that way, right? We are multidimensional people. We have all these beautiful parts of us. And if we're going to ascend and become the greatest version of ourselves, we have to take care of and heal from all of those levels, which is exactly what, you know, we were saying, me and I have put together our project, our Feminine Freedom project, that really does focus in on your physical body, your energy, your immune system, your relationship with food, your movement, the sleep, all the things that give you your physical health. We want to heal from there. We want to look at our spiritual selves. You know, what is our relationship with ourselves, and what is our relationship with our emotions and our thoughts? And so I'd love to ask, you know, what is it, what would you think is, you know, each of you, what do you think about this multifunctional approach to healing and creation? What would you say about it? Its importance, how you approach it, whatever it is that you'd like to bring us as far as, you know, the understanding that we have to take into all of the aspects of ourselves if we're going to show up in the most powerful way that we can.
I would also like to let everybody know we're well above 50 people. So they just keep coming in. So yay, yay. All right, let's begin with the twins over there, the beauties, the sisters.
Oh, this is beautiful. I love this question, Laurie, and I'm going to speak on this a little bit before I hand it over to Megan, because for me, you know, for the longest time, I put myself in a box with one identity. You know, and when you put yourself in a box with one identity of who you think or who you think you have to be or you need to be, you know, you don't approach healing in any kind of multifaceted or multidimensional way. And so Megan and I were talking this morning because she walked in with this cookie. And believe me, it's a salted chocolate chip cookie.
Really, really good cookie.
And I think this is so beautiful to talk about with women because, you know, coming from a background, you know, for over 10 years, I was in the health and nutrition space, and my identity was attached to a certain way of being, of who I thought I needed to be for everyone to be approved of and to be respected. And my way of healing was very one-dimensional. And now, as I'm transitioning and allowing myself to be curious about all the parts of who I get to be, all the parts of who I am, the duality of who I am, I realize that sometimes healing our bodies could be going to the gym and drinking green juice, but sometimes it could be doing yin yoga and eating salted chocolate chip cookies, right? And that's just as nourishing and can be just as healing. And I think that when we get to look at, you know, our lives, especially as women and creatrixes and, you know, these beautiful multidimensional beings that we get to be, taking different steps and allowing yourself to be curious in different ways to heal physically, spiritually, emotionally is incredibly important to our ascension. So, you know, for me, I invite everyone listening to, you know, step out of that one identity and see if your healing can come through when you allow yourself the duality of who you are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, you know, what's coming up for me is there is no one size fits all approach to healing. We are all unique souls having a human experience, and we all have these different modalities. And so what's coming up for me right now is intuition, right? Intuition is a very feminine energy, being in the moment. If I were to eat this cookie, right now after getting in a fight with my husband and I'm stressed out and I'm like, eat the cookie. Is that healing? Probably not, right? But if I come into it with the aspect of pleasure, of awareness, of being in the moment. And so for all of you, I'd like to take on this approach of, a heightened awareness. And I use this concept called the emotional thermometer. And with the emotional thermometer, it's paying attention to your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions around each conversation you have, around every bite you take, and tapping into, does this bring me joy? Is this pleasurable? If not, why? Right? Because we do so many things in the mundane. And we had an amazing interview with Tracy Stanley a few weeks that was just aired on Monday on our podcast. And she said something that was a huge, do you remember what she said? The birthright. She said something that was very transformative for me. And what she said was making the mundane sacred. Making the mundane sacred. So whether you're cleaning the house, how do you make that sacred? Whether you're cooking in the kitchen, how do you make that sacred? Whether you're meditating or in your yoga practice, whether you're eating a chocolate chip cookie, whether you're hiking, how do you make the daily rituals sacred for you? And then also, what was the other thing that you just said?
Yeah, that rest and rejuvenation is your birthright.
Is your birthright.
It's not, what was the word she used? It's all inclusive. It's not, it's not exclusive to the elite or the people that have time abundance or money abundance. It's our actual birthright. And I loved that she spoke to that.
Right. So how do you carve this into your daily practice? How to, as a unique soul, becoming multidimensional, owning your duality, but also how do you carve these rituals, these sacred rituals into your daily practice? You don't need 2 hours to meditate every single day, right? Maybe it's weaving it into what you're already doing and making that a priority. Maybe that's where you start, it's taking that next baby step. And then, so that was huge for me. And I'm excited to see how this lands for each of you.
I love what you both said. I mean, one, it's so in my wheelhouse. And so when you say this, I'm just like loving you guys, loving you guys. The preparation of food should be like Dr. Moto's theory on water. You literally are being grateful, loving. And so it feeds our body twice, right? Not just nutritionally, but also with love and healing. And so that is so beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you for bringing that in, and be aware of your emotions and look at cleaning your kitchen as nesting for yourself. I love that you brought this up. I live my life the way that every morning I get up that you were just speaking, and I take the dog into the woods and we go running. And that's part of my meditation. Be meditative in action, So thank you guys. You guys are so fun.
Yeah, I know. And I also just want to say, because you mentioned the podcast, what a big fan I am. Since your episodes, I mean, this was about 6-8 months old, something like that. Yeah. And it's just been it's the best one out there, you guys. You need to make sure that you subscribe for that. I mean, it's just every time it's I'm getting tons out of it with my notes and everything. So super great job with that, and thank you for bringing that into the world.
Beautiful. I almost forgot. That was so lovely. Thank you, Laurie. Patty, you're up.
Oh my gosh. I'm just soaking everything in. It's so delicious. And this is such the beauty of collaboration and community and campfire with the feminine, which we really, really, really need to have a lot more of. For me, what came up around this question, the words that popped were, it's a journey. It's a journey. My goodness, we as women can be so hard on ourselves. That vision of the ideal, perfect woman that I'm supposed to be, that's always yelling at us about what we're supposed to be doing. Go here, go there, do this, do that. Oh, let me try this, let me try that. Maybe this will be the answer. All of that mental insanity, right? And what I want to bring to this space is, yes, it's multidimensional. Yes, I think it was Krisha that said there is no one way to do it. And bringing what your healing is and what your path is in this particular moment into your body. Again, I just want to keep coming back deeply into the body. I love that Megan mentioned pleasure. And when you are looking at what is next for you in your journey, follow the pleasure. Follow the pleasure. It's not just about creating and cultivating pleasure in your everyday life, but allowing that pleasure to lead you, which is a way of allowing your body to lead you on what is next. In working with the theme of orgasmic living, what I've learned over the years is that orgasmic living means something different to everyone. It means something different to everyone. What's orgasmically alive and living for me may not be what's orgasmically alive and living for you. And so again, diving deeply into your own body and your own experience and allowing your body to lead you on what is next for that multidimensional level, what is next on that journey, but without the like crazy, maybe I should do this, maybe I should do that, maybe that's the answer, maybe this is the right thing to do, right? Without going into that kind of ideal woman insanity that we can sometimes go into. Follow pleasure, follow your body, allow your body to lead, dive deeply into your body every moment that you can. And please remember, it's a journey. It's a lifelong journey. We have been living in this and creating, we're a part of this too, this patriarchal way of living on this planet. Do, more. That's very masculine, patriarchal. And we are on the journey of reawakening the feminine in a different kind of way. So just be patient with yourselves. Be kind to yourselves. Oh my God, if that's like your number one self-care tip, just be kind to yourself, be kind to your body, and continue the journey. Sometimes one day at a time, sometimes 10 seconds at a time, sometimes a year. Oh, I'm going to do this for the next year, Oh, and then the following year, oh, this is what's calling me. This is where my body is leading me to. So those are my senses around that. It's a journey. Be kind to yourself. Allow your body to lead and follow pleasure.
Beautiful. Thank you, Patty. Really beautiful. Denise.
I love this question. What came up for me to share with everybody was in my own healing journey. I can speak from 22 years of being in a narcissistic abusive relationship and coming out of that. It was just as Patty described, right? It was one thing had led to another. So it started off with, obviously coming out of that relationship, there was a lot of hurt and anger in myself, in my body, in my mind, in my soul. And it wasn't one size fits all healing journey for me. And I'm sure for everybody, right? So it started off with, life showing me these patterns where I was like, I can't refuse this anymore. I can't deny this anymore. I have to go and find out about me because I'm attracting all of this drama and chaos and abuse. And they don't know each other, but they know me. So that was so pivotal for me to start my healing journey and to go within me and hire my first empowerment coach, which led me to working through all of the narcissistic abuse that I had been through, not all of it, but it was part of it, right? So like you were saying, it's the baby steps, it's follow the nudges that brought me to that coach and trusting my intuition that when I was looking up coaches to be on my summit, I come across this coach and what she was saying really spoke to me. And that's what led me to be her client. And that's what led me to go down the path of healing from 22 years of being in a toxic relationship. And then it was another coach, right? And then it was a book. And then it was, me doing the summits and teaching. And as I was teaching, I was receiving, right? So there's not one size fits all for this healing journey that we're on. It's it's a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And, you know, I love what you were saying, Patty, to follow your body, follow the nudges, follow the intuition hits that you get. If it's right now to just stay where you're at and eat the cookie, you know, and sob, or take a bubble bath, or get the book, whatever's speaking to you, to really embrace that and be with that in the moment. And yes, be kind and patient to yourself during this process, because the healing journey, it's not pretty. It's not rainbows and trolls. It is, you're facing your crap. And it takes a lot of courage and bravery to do this. So pat yourself on the back, because that's you, and be in the moment and follow the nudges and be kind and patient with yourself.
So beautiful. And, you know, you say it's not pretty, right? But it is, I would say it's beautiful, incredibly beautiful. And Denise, I just can't help but, you know, I was just on a call this morning with someone, and we were having this exact conversation about the following the nudges. You know, so often I think we think that we have to have it figured out, like, what's the end going to look like? And does this, where I am today, how does that fit into the end? And we don't need to go all the way to the end. We don't need to see exactly how it's going to work out in order to be able to take a step. We just follow what's on my heart right now, what's being presented to me, and trust, you know, like going over a bridge in the fog, that the bridge is going to be there, even though we can't see that part of it, that it'll be there when we get there, because it will. So I love that. I just appreciated, and it just, the synchronicity of everything that's being talked about is just
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Absolutely beautiful. Kate.
Thank you. What really landed for me in this question was the idea that we as women, as humans, end up living in separateness from ourselves. And a truly alluring, gracious, mesmerizing woman is in harmony with herself, in alignment with herself. And so the idea of integrating and having the interconnectedness of mind, body, spirit, it's usually because somewhere in our lives, this is me, I was highly intellectual. I knew everything. I'm all the smarty pants. And those are the women I work with, powerhouses, witty. And it was overcompensating because it was my coping mechanism. It was my protection. And so when I learned this, and I loved on it, and I thanked it, and I was empathetic and compassionate for it being this huge part of my life, it allowed me to release its requirement to be in charge, and allowed me space to receive my heart, the feelings to be in connection with that I had pushed down. And if anybody out there is like, I've been in my past, I used to think there were good and bad feelings. They're just feelings. Me having that awakening, that aha, was huge. And it was an illustration to me that I was being in separateness with myself, and allowing myself to not judge myself for the feelings that are challenging or that cause pricklies for other people or discomfort is their stuff. But I was also discomforted and uncomfortable with them. And I got to get real about feeling my feelings and being in connection. So when my heart got in connection, that's that heart space, the feeling space, the emotional space, then my body was present in it. And the heart space only knows how to live in the present. Our head loves to future trip and loves to past freak out. And if we're in those conversations, we know it's up here. The heart only knows the present. And that's so critical for us to be an integrated soul, integrated woman, showing up in this world in that harmony space. Now, harmony doesn't mean equal percentages. Sometimes we're more in the body, sometimes we're more in the head, sometimes we're more in the heart, but we flow within them, and we're not stop blocking one or closing off one. And I knew I was being in disconnection. And in finding that flow and connection, everything became easier. I was more compassionate with myself. And one avenue that was truly important for me was grieving. And I'm not just saying how it shows up. Maybe you grieve a relationship, which is what I work with a lot of women on. But that usually is opening a portal to other grieving that hasn't happened. Grieving of things that didn't happen in childhood that you wished had. Grieving about the career you didn't have, or things unfolding the way they did instead of the way you wanted. And allowing yourself to grieve and feel that, so that your little girl isn't holding on to all that grief, because she's holding that till you release it. And that brings us together, brings us in harmony, gets us out of separateness first with ourselves. And when we're connected with ourselves, we connect with God and the universe and everybody else around us to change the collective consciousness.
Beautiful. Very beautiful. Thanks, Kate. Christine.
And to just pick up where Kate left off, healing the collective consciousness and the separation that exists, this was part of my healing story. So in my 20s, I found healing within 3 months' time because I was a go-getter on stage, on TV, New York City public school teacher, boyfriend, social life, next, check, climbing the ladder, doing it all, rocking it out. Oh, you go, everybody cheering me on. But inside, what was happening? Inside, life was chaotic. Inside, nobody was listening. Inside, I wasn't connecting with my inner voice. And it wasn't until I was in the doctor's office with pre-cancer in my esophagus, in my actual throat, in my 20s, that the doctor came out and he said, boy, you have something. We see people like 75 and older, and you're in your early 20s. So when this becomes cancer, I'll go in, I'll do this, and everything went quiet. And I was like, no, doctor, help me, save me, fix me. And he was like, whoa, we can't right now. There's nothing there yet. But when it does, because it will, then we will do all the things. And so everything went quiet. And I actually heard my own inner voice for the very first time. And my voice said, go off and allow your body to heal. All is well. That is not what I was saying to myself. It was a voice of higher truth, power, and it put me back inside of my body. I could feel my soul sit up inside of my body like, okay, now we have her attention. And I was like, oh, my body can heal. And so the lesson I learned is this exact question. I am responsible for my life, my whole life, body, mind, and spirit. And in 3 months, I found after I walked out of there 3 days later, a holistic practitioner. And in 3 months, my body was healed. That's been almost 20 years ago now, and no issues at all. And so I share that with you today because it is part of this fuller acceptance, integration, and embodiment of who we're really here to be, and not being segmented, not doing this to ourselves, but living fully in our truth. And I actually I went on to devise a Rock It Out Woman method, because people were like, well, how are you so happy and healthy now? And I'm like, we have to go through all of the parts of your life. So all these women that are here today, you might need to work with a few of them. That's okay. Have no judgment. I'm constantly and consistently working with coaches and mentors. It works. My life just keeps getting better and better as a result, because I don't have it in my family. I don't have it in my circles of friendships locally. And I need all of these women to call upon them and to be of support and service. It works both ways. We are students and teachers. So thank you.
Absolutely. That was really beautiful, Kristen.
Yeah. And can I say that, it's, for me, I know that a long time ago, before I knew all of these things, and certainly have much more to learn, but I would listen to a story like Christine and I'd be like, wow, she is so special. She has that voice. Wow. And I didn't realize at the time that every single one of us has that same power, that same voice. If we listen, sometimes it takes something big, like a health issue, for us to hear, for us to tune in. But I just want to say that because I know from being in that place of gosh, I wish I was special like Christine. And Christine is special because she has all of these incredible gifts that were given just to her. But that special voice, that incredible sense of intuition and higher knowing belongs to all of us. And so just know that as you start on or continue your journey, this is available to you. And there is not one of us that doesn't have all of the power and strength that you are seeing in these incredible women today.
Beautiful, really, really beautiful, everybody. Let's go with Krisha.
All right. Wow. I love all of these shares. Thank you so much, everyone. I think it's really important. I'll just start by saying that women share with one another. We used to do circles way back in the day, and we need to keep doing that. We have to have this for ourselves. And so wherever you are in the world, find a community of women that you can really gather with, especially in person if you can, because that is where our collective energy gets together and we elevate ourselves and we elevate each other. But meanwhile, we have this beautiful platform right here. And my journey, like I started out, my mom was an alcoholic. And so I'm, I guess, what's considered an adult child of an alcoholic. And so that was like a lot of my healing and a lot of my journey was, going through life, not having anybody really protect me and learning how to protect myself and learning how to love myself. Like I didn't even like myself. Like for the majority of my life, I just didn't. Like I would look in the mirror and be like, who's this disgusting person? Like what? So, the work that I've done, it started with, when I got pregnant actually. And all of a sudden there was just like this thing that opened up within me, this intuition that opened up within me and this desire to work on myself. And it started with weight loss and digestion. And I went to nutrition school and I opened up my business helping women with that. And then that, it just opens up all the other portals to all the other healing. And every time I went through a new level and a new iteration, the first time into it was awkward and weird. Like the first time I meditated, I'm like, is this not done yet? And it was only 10 seconds. Like literally I got impatient. The first time I did goddess flow, I was like, what is happening around me? Why are all these women like chanting and dancing and what? I haven't had any alcohol yet. This is too weird. And now it's a massive part of the embodiment process of what I do. And that led to, the intuition, surrender, to trust, to sexual healing. And my realm of healing has been more in the relationship side of things. And, now I'm like, in the last 2 years, I've divorced my husband. I've moved across country, and the ocean view wasn't really on my vision board per se. It was more, I want to live somewhere where I feel amazing and I have nature out my front door, city out my back door. And that's exactly what I manifested. And that's only one little facet of it. And this is all just to say that when we do really connect to our bodies and we do connect to our hearts and we just make the decision that we're going to put ourselves first, that this is what's possible for us. And it just starts with that one step of like, no, I'm worth it. I'm going to do this work and I'm going to go for it and follow that intuition that gets me to the first place. And the last thing I'll just say real quick, I've been like journaling and I do like stick figures and stuff like that. And I think I may want to do like a comic book or whatever of it, but this is like kind of a sketch of basically what feminine work is. It's like, it's a lot. Like there's a lot of levels and a lot of layers in it. And I did a video on this. So if anybody wants it, I'm happy to just share it. But like, have patience and trust within yourself and go with the thing that resonates with you first. And then that will help you follow along and get you to where you want to be. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'd like to have Laurie and I also say our little 2 cents here on this question or what's on our heart. But first, I want to say to all of you speakers, again, thank you. We're not done. We're not done. We're going to move through really quick. But if you have podcasts, videos that your work, send it to me. I'll put it up on your special page on the website for all to see on repeat over and over and over again. So you guys,
Mia, before we move into anything else, I want to make sure we get Amy's take on
oh goodness gracious, she is on the list.
Yeah, we do not want to miss.
No, I was
this.
distracted because I'm not sure, is Jen and Megan here or did they leave? Okay,
Not
just
sure. I know
pop up and
it's
text me
so.
if you're here. Amy, you're up, babe. I am so
Yeah.
sorry. I was just looking for Jen and Megan and I couldn't find them, and so I got distracted. Sorry, honey. Go ahead.
I'm
my
like
gosh, no
kind of
worries.
floaty. I can barely like keep myself grounded because I'm just like everything that's coming in is just so like sending me off.
Gorgeous,
So
yeah.
yeah, we need Mia. Watch me. Make sure I'm not messing stuff up because I'm
going to tether you to the couch.
Yeah. Amy, yes.
Yeah, no worries. You guys have a lot on your plate right now and taking in all of this amazing information. So it makes complete sense. So what stands out for me? So my background, I'm a licensed therapist, and what we are taught is the holy grail is CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. That's what's going to heal people. And I just never really liked it. I mean, I understood it, but it's just all about the mind and tricking your mind and changing your thoughts. And it's like, yes, that's one part of it, but then there's spirituality, there's energy. We all are energy. There's the body. And so that's where I'm seeing that there's a miss still, that some corporations need to come to more of this multifaceted place. And also the one thing that I always tell my clients and I always tell people is the body doesn't lie. Your mind will lie to you every single day, every single time. It'll lie to you. It'll tell you truth. It'll tell you not truth. It's hard to know unless you're like completely connected to spirit, whatever that looks like for you, to get those downloads. But your mind will lie to you. Your mind wants to protect you. That's its number one job. And sometimes it protects you in a way that's going to harm you, and it doesn't think it's going to harm you. And so, but our body never lies. If you hear a creak, if you're not reacting to food differently, if something happens, your body is telling you like, hey, we can't get through to you in your ego and your mind. So we're going to create a miss in your body. So you start paying attention to us. And another big piece of the body is intuition. And for so long, I didn't even think I had intuition. I'm like, yeah, I'm not a typical woman. I don't have intuition, like 20 years old. And then I found a shaman. I started working with a shaman who taught me all about spirituality. We started meditating. I started understanding how much everything goes together. It's energy, it's meditation, it's spirituality, it's the body, it's the mind, it's all together. You can't just look at one thing and think you're going to be healed. And I think that's why functional medicine has become so big, and naturopathy, because now we're actually looking at who you are as an individual and what's going to help you, and not just looking at a symptom and treating everyone the same way. And a big thing about intuition and femininity is I truly believe our intuition has our answers, and our answers are telling us what we need to know. And so we're going away from the white coats and finding people to tell us who we are and what we're supposed to do. And we're really going back into who we truly are and what we want, and connecting spiritually and connecting to get our own answers. And yes, we're going to connect with other people that are going to help us find the answers, but ultimately we have our own answers.
Beautiful. We certainly do, don't we? Absolutely. Thank you. Laurie, would you like to just share a little piece what's on your mind?
Yeah, this is all, so incredible, but we're all on the same page. We're all saying the same things. We can't ignore any one part of us, right? And I also love how much it came up that it's going to be a different piece and a different formula for every single person. And that is something that I've heard reiterated over and over. And what Amy just said, but the answer, so how do we know, right? How do I know what to do? There's all these pieces, and all we have to do is tune in and get in touch with ourselves. We're literally taught to ignore our bodies, right? And from the time we're little, you're full? No, finish your plate. Or, I don't feel good. Well, push through it, whatever. And we sit, in our desks, even though our backs are hurting or our shoulders or whatever it is. And we're just ignoring and pushing away the messages of the body all day long, every day. And if we want to make progress in understanding ourselves, knowing ourselves, and being in touch with our intuition, our bodies are a key place for us to find that. And so, you know, I have all of my work starts with a really foundational piece of a somatic experiencing practice, which helps you get in touch with and work deeply with your nervous system and learn to interpret these messages of the body. And from that place, you have a guidance system, you have your compass. And that is just, it's not only does it help you, you know what step to take and know what's needed for you, but it also brings an incredible sense of security, right? Because you're not out there looking for the answers all the time or wondering where the answers are coming from. You have them. And it's just such a beautiful, supportive relationship with yourself when you tune in. So, you know, I love, and just, again, everything that's being said is exactly the truth. I mean, if we were hearing it, you know, from each other, and you would think that we all got together and like scripted and planned is like, okay, because it's all so beautifully coherent. And so I just appreciate that so much. And it just confirms for me, like, yes, this is it. We have really found it. And, you know, that's again, what me and I, in our conversations, were like, this is what is happening. This is what we need to teach people, these very things. So that would be, you know, what I would say about that. We just really want to tune in and trust ourselves. We have the answers. Nobody else has them. Me and I don't give you our wisdom. We help you uncover your own. And that is, you know, the most powerful position you will ever be in.
I love that. Very, very beautiful. So this is about you, not us. We've already done our work. We're still doing our work. We'll do our work until we're off this planet. And that's our personal work besides work with others. We are totally committed. The inner voice, the emotional system is what you need to love. I'll give you a few quick tips since I've been coaching this for 13 years. Same program, Love Mastery. I teach a spiritual psychology program that was downloaded to me through God over the last, I think it's 35 years now. I started in self-love when I was 24, and I am more than that, doubled now. And it's been an incredible journey because no matter where you're from, you have the opportunity for your own brilliance to shine. Your story is never to hold you back. Your story is to empower you to move forward and understand and be gentle. The most powerful self-love tool I can give you is gentleness. The second one is looking at your emotions. How does it feel in my body? Do I like it? Do I not like it? Do I want more? Or do I want to remove it? Okay. And I want to leave you with something that I usually open up on stage with. Not that we're going off here, but I'll stop talking and Laurie will bring in the second part, is you are deeply loved. You are not alone. You are a miracle, and your wholeness is already there. Just unearth it and allow it to reveal itself in every aspect.
No matter how many times I hear that, I will always be moved by it. It's so beautiful. So speaking, and right on that note, we can do our third drawing, which is Mia's book, the Self-Revolution. Where is it?
Love Revolution.
Right, Self-Revolution book. Yeah, Self-Love Revolution.
Sure.
And this is powerful and beautiful. And so we're so happy to put this in your hands. So again, you email me so that you can claim your prize. I will send it right over to you. And I have the winner. I did update the names here. And Annie is the winner. Annie is the winner of this beautiful book that I promise you, if you take it and be a student of this book, you will definitely feel the power of it. Annie, are you still here? If not, I might need to draw another name because I won't have Annie's address. Annie, if you're here, would you please let us know in the chat? There you are.
I'm here.
There
Yes.
you are.
Oh my gosh. I heard my name
Congratulations.
called. It's like, what?
We're
Thank
so
you.
many. I have to really put my look for what's going on. So I'm so glad you're here. That book was meant for you. So we will send it to you.
And hold on, I want to get the name correctly for you. Our book, so I decided that this movement, it came through my classroom, which was originally called Rainbow Heart Classroom, because love is love no matter what color, what gender, no matter what, love is love. And then it evolved into the self-love revolution. So the book that came out of that classroom and our development that we taught in there is called Love Revolution. Ideas of love that radically change the way you think. And so it's really beautiful. And I wrote the first chapter and all the intros and all that, but we have 25 other love revolutionaries in there, coaches who have shared their stories, their heart, their tools. So I never do anything simple. It's always about teaching how to get through. It's not about look at me, look at my house, look at my car. Who cares about that stuff? It's about the inner development, the inner growth. And I just want to show it real quick, not my desktop, but here it is. That's what it looks like. Somebody wrote in the chat, and I apologize for not saying your name. I just was moving back and forth so that you can see, and back to us. Okay, wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Okay, well, now we're going to move into our third question. And again, we will hear from everybody. And this is the really juicy part. So I hope that you all have your pencil and paper out, because you're really going to want to take advantage of this. I'm asking the panelists, what's the one thing that you'd give our listeners to start? Because it's like this big picture, and we're like, there's so much that we could look into and dive into. But very often there are these little nuggets that if we can take them and just really truly embrace them and not worry about, the whole journey. That's what we've been talking about. What's my next right move? Not what's the whole journey look like? So let me rephrase the question. What is the next right move for these guys today? And just give them your one beautiful piece of, one thing that they can move forward into their next right move.
Oh, first person would be Megan and Jen, but I don't believe you're here. Let's go to Denise.
You caught me off guard. Okay. I love this question. The first time this answer came to me was back in 2014 when I was doing summits. Mia, you were like on my second one. And there was a theme when I asked everybody on the panel, like, what would you advise? What was the starting point? What would you give, our listeners to immediately start and to step into their healing and creating journey? And the theme that they all gave was to be patient with yourself, to be kind with yourself. And so I'd like to add on to that, to first tap in to you. Not the you that your parents said you were, not the you that society says you are, not the you that your ex said you were, not the you that the you that you've put on for everybody else at any given time. The real you. Tap into you. Tap into your love that you have for yourself. Tap into the forgiveness that you have for yourself, the grace, and be patient and kind with yourself during that process. Because like I said before, the journey healing, thank you, Laurie, for clarifying, the journey healing, it may not be pretty, it is beautiful. There are going to be times where you need to go into that extra self-love and self-care, extreme self-love and self-care for yourself. So that's my answer.
Thank you. Kate.
Thank you so much. This is so incredible, because I'm really going to invite you all, because I'm so committed to you having a breakthrough from this event, is to get curious, be open to the questions that show up and get curious about the answers. Don't try to figure it out, allow it to ruminate. And I'm going to give you a question that I just want you to be open to the possibility of what if this were true, and see what comes up for you. What if it were true that if anytime you are activated, anytime you are triggered by some event, something somebody says or does, it isn't somebody doing something to you, and instead it is simply your inner child and little girl begging you to heal something in her. And allowing you to ask her, what do you need healing from? What can I give you? What kind of maternal love can I give you? Could be something you didn't get as a child. It could be something that you didn't get in a relationship, that a belief that needs letting go of. This is where you give yourself empowerment, where you have agency, where you have responsibility, and you don't allow somebody else to control how you feel. Because only you, as we've said, others have said earlier today, is that you are in charge of allowing something to affect you or not. You get a choice in that. And when you know you have the power of that choice, then you can go deeper to understand what needs healing and give that to you, or also ask for the support from others to help you figure out how to give it to you. That's what we're all here for. And that was a wake-up call to me that I never understood. And when I got to that point, and I don't have the cascade chemical nervous system response when somebody says something to me anymore. I've allowed the fears to release. And this is what that gift is to you, is that you get to be empowered, grounded, and centered no matter what storm is around you. And it's not just what people do intentionally or not. It's pandemic. It's a family member gets ill. It's all the things we have no control over, except for ourselves.
Thank you. And I'd like to apologize. Patty was supposed to go first. I was a little thrown there because I couldn't find Megan and Jen. So I'm sorry, Patty. Would you like to go?
No worries. I love this question, and I would love to invite you all to laugh more. The ceremony recent, about a year ago, and I was, diving into my feminine, and it was a little dark in there because I've been working through some stuff. And in the room, there was a group of women sitting in circle, like we are now, laughing and giggling and having fun. And that energy shifted everything. And in that moment, I was like, oh my God, the feminine in joy and in laughter can change the world. Because those women, not only was I healing from their laughter, but the men were in awe of their joy, their curiosity, their innocence, their laughter. And I just want to also, before we go, bring in the masculine, because we are both. And I truly, 1000% believe that we are the doorway to healing the masculine as well, to inviting the masculine, to stepping into something more beautiful for this planet. And there's a lot of beautiful, amazing masculine men out there that are already doing that. And the more that we dive into our feminine, the more that we have joy, the more that we laugh, the more that we play, the more we invite them to play. And that energy alone is healing. So please go do something fun. Go laugh.
Amazing.
Go
Thank you so much. And thank you for also bringing up about the masculine and supporting our men, because most of us are moms, we're sisters, we're wives, we're lovers, we're girlfriends. And so if we don't step forward and treat them as kings, how are they supposed to treat us as queens? Thanks, Laurie.
It's our queendom that will invite them to their kingdom. And moving forward, this is about partnership between the masculine and the feminine, not about power over either. the woman power over man or the man power over woman. This is about partnership moving forward, community and partnership and campfire with the feminine, and that energy inviting partnership with the masculine. Okay, I'll stop. Thank you.
Beautiful.
No, right? We could just, this opens up with such an incredible can of worms. And I know that we can't dive into everything, although I wish
But
we
it was
could.
important. I couldn't keep it to myself because there's only so far that we can go on our own. We also need the healthy, divine masculine, and we are the key to that.
That's right. Yeah. The yin and yang. And that's, you know, us feeling like we had to be the masculine in order to create, you know, just has taken us out of our power in so many ways. You know, we're yin yang. And I just wanted to say, because again, the synchronicities and just the conversations that are coming up, your point about laughter, you know, I think sometimes the transformational journeys feel so heavy. It's like, oh gosh, I have to heal. And I'm constantly, you know, in that space of what do I need to do now? And all of that. And, you know, sometimes I'll tell people, actually yesterday I had a call and said, what are you doing for joy these days? You know, I know you're working hard. I know you're pushing through and you're, you know, doing your journaling and you're looking at all this stuff, but what are you doing for fun? To embrace, you know, this beauty that you're working towards. And so I just really appreciate and really love that you brought that up. You know, let's laugh, you guys, let's do it. Let's shift our energy through that fun that we can have. And I noticed in the chat, Evelyn said fun is her 2022 word. So Evelyn, you go with that. I love that. And I just want to, bring it to all of us.
I don't know if you're here, Christine. I know that you hopped in your car and you were on. So let's move into Krisha is next, and then Amy.
Oh my gosh, Patty, I'm so glad that you brought that up, honestly, because that is so true. We really need to have that balance. And what I've found with working with women and on my own work is the more you balance out your own internal feminine, the masculine within yourself balances out and becomes healthy as well. So it just kind of happens by matter of the work that we're doing. So I was thinking about, okay, well, what's the final piece of advice here? And I work with like women who are like these go-getter, high-performing women, and they're like, just tell me what to do and I'll go and do it. And I'm like, no, you're not here for that. That is what your whole entire life is. What you're here for is to learn who you are and to learn what your intuition is. And so I hold very firm space for that. And they usually get, you know, just tell me what to do. And I'm like, nope, not going to do that. So I'm not going to do that here today. I'm not going to tell you what to do because that's not in service to you. What I'm going to say is what is continuously coming up in your awareness over and over and over again. A book, a phrase, something that you resonated here today with what we've said. That, and I've said this throughout every, you know, iteration here tonight or today. What is calling to you right now? And just start. Just start. Even if you don't know and you're like, what does this even mean? This makes no sense, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just Google it or ask one of us or, you know, have a conversation. And that one thing might not be the thing, but might be the thing that gets you to the other thing. Right. And then that's how it works. So that's my parting phrase here. And thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, honey. Amy.
Oh my gosh, I love all of this. Like laugh, the masculine, all of it. And so my thing is receive. We're talking about feminine, receive, receive, receive. That's what I will say is we've been so in our masculine, do, get this done, do all this. And now it's just, no, sit back, receive and surrender. That's honestly what has helped me the last, 5 years is just surrendering, like, okay, I don't have to have this all figured out. I'm surrendering it to you, or whatever you believe in. I'm surrendering it. I don't have to figure it out. And then just receive the answers from your intuition, from higher power, whatever it is. And so that's the biggest thing is surrender and receive.
Beautiful. Really beautiful. We've gone through everyone, Lori, and you're on mute, honey.
pushed it twice. I wrote down all of those things, and I'm just going to be, sitting with those a little bit and figuring out exactly how to integrate those things into my world, because they are the keys, right? We think sometimes that we need this, great big handbook or something. It's literally the things that you guys are bringing to us and reminding us to do. So we are just, this has just been so incredible. We have some more gifts that we want to give out right now. And the next thing is the necklace. For anybody who wasn't on the call initially, it is Mia and I's what we've decided to wear. We actually found these separately and we're putting them together, but it is the lock heart and the key. And to us, it represents the freedom that we want to create for everyone, stepping into your highest version of yourself and just releasing, everything that stands in the way of you being able to create, because you truly are an incredibly powerful creator. So we just need to, unlock that key, unlock that lock to whatever's standing in the way, so that you can start to create everything that you're looking for in your life, whether that is relationships or, career, time, money, peace, joy, meaningful purpose. And the winner of this set is Alexandra. Alexandra, if you're here, let me know so that I can. There you are. I do see you. Congratulations. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm going to get yours in an A and send it to you. If you want to email me your address, where to send it.
I keep putting it in the chat, both of our addresses for the, because of the book or whatever. Doesn't matter. You can go to Laurie and I will
yes,
send them
we
out.
will take care of it. Absolutely.
Beautiful.
So Mia and I also wanted to give something special from ourselves, from our hearts. So I'll briefly describe my gift to the person that we draw the next name is a session with me that really is going to focus on a particular habit. I do a lot of work with, neuroscience, how our brains work and how we can work with them to achieve what we want. And so I'd like to give you a session where we just focus exclusively on one thing that you've got going on in your life that you'd rather either shift out of, not have anymore a habit, or something that you want to build for yourself as far as a habit goes. And I have a methodology that I teach. And so I'd like to spend some time with you talking about that and giving you the methodology behind how you can shift or build this habit. And then the beautiful thing is you will have this methodology and you can start to apply it to all the other parts of your life, build additional habits or shift out of others. So that will be a one-on-one session with me, and that will be available. Mia and I thought it would be best to kind of to harness the energy of what we're bringing here. I'd like to get that scheduled sometime within the next 2 weeks. So that's the one thing about that we'd like to.
It was scheduled within the next 48 or 72 hours and completed in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, let's get on this and ride this.
The schedules are really full for us, which we're extremely grateful, but we are looking forward to being with you guys individually.
Yes, absolutely. So that is what I'd like to bring today to the winner of the next drawing. And it is Kelly. Kelly, I do see your name here. Kelly, I very much look forward to having that one-on-one time with you and being able to look into whatever it is that you would like to create or shift out of. So again, email in order to schedule that. And Mia, what is the gift that you are bringing to our next prize winner?
Well, sitting here, watching everybody and seeing how diverse our coaches are and diverse our people are here, I want you to be able to choose. I'll tell you what I do. Love Mastery is the spiritual awareness of the inner child that we heal to evolve us to our emotional intelligence. The most I'm one of the most powerful people on the planet to teach this. I just have to say it because it's true. I love it. I'm also a very gifted business strategist. I work with men and I actually go in to help them create millions of dollars within their business or businesses that they work with other people. So if you're a business person and are interested in that, we can have a session of that. I'm also a mystic. So I have programs for each of these. So I'm also a mystic. And the reason I'm saying that is because it's not just, they're all complete businesses that are separate. So any mysticisms, any growth, I'll still take you through the love mastery if you're a mystic, but also know that we can also expand on your mysticism and your spirituality as well. So that is it's going to be a beautiful experience because no matter how I coach or teach, it's in the space of love. So.
Yes, 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 yes. So let's see who's going to get this beautiful blessing with Mia. Oh, I'm going to say this wrong, I think. Do you see? Do you see? Here you are. I see you on.
Darcy. Is it
Yes.
Darcy? D-A-R-C-I or who is it?
It's not an R, it's D-E-I.
D-E-I-C-Y.
Yeah.
D-A-C-I-C-Y. Cool.
It's Daisy. Oh, I'm so
Daisy,
excited.
thank you for giving me grace around that. I'm not very good with names that I haven't seen before. So congratulations to you. This is very exciting. Just again, send me an email so that you guys can get in touch. Let me write these down so we are clear. Super fun. Okay.
Just to say, I'm in the UK, so hopefully it will still work with overseas.
Well, you're here now, so it'll work, babe.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Exactly. So I want to give my personal thanks, gratitude. So grateful to each and every one of you, the coaches, for enlightening us and just being here with us and bringing this incredible energy and wisdom to us today. I got so much out of it myself, and all of you who hung in there with us for, a couple of hours, which is just so beautiful that we could do this together. Mia and I are going to send out the replay of this, and also, you're going to be able to get in contact with and follow these incredible women so that they can just continue to support you well beyond today. What else, Mia, as we close?
We also have Friday. It will be on a Friday. We also have February's feminine freedom big party. I'm like, what are we? Feminine freedom big party. And we have our guests lined up for that. So very excited to have you guys join us in February too. These are brought to you guys out of our heart and our love so that we can celebrate. The last 2 years, we know we're crazy. We paused in the first one. And actually, I've seen some people on social media talk about getting married and all sorts of things. And look at Amy, she had a real successful year with her life. I think she's off at the moment. So it's really about what you can create and what you want to create and moving forward. And I just want to give my little thing, as everybody else spoke before, at the very last question is, 2022 is an opening, guys. This is, I gave a forecast a couple of weeks ago on a Sunday talk. This is the opening for our new life, our new expansion, our new world. 2023 is off the charts going up. Remember, after any type of war, this is considered like a war because it's touched the whole world. So I'm not talking about the war energy. I'm talking about how the world closed down. So after any war, there's so much expansion, so much greatness. So be in the place, be ready so you can move with whatever you want. Utilize these coaches, utilize their classrooms. The self-love revolution classroom, you'll see it on Facebook is a pink little picture you'll see. Join that because we have free teachers that come in. Laurie and I talk every Monday. Elise Ann and I go in on Wednesday and talk metaphysical. She does a reading in there once a week. I do a reading in there as we get going. So this is really for you guys, okay? For you guys. And everybody that you've seen here, all the speakers you're going to see again through us because We are going to have the emotion codes, which is a summit that Laurie and I are bringing around the beginning of June. So know that is coming, and everybody will talk about healing of the emotions and their aspects of how they come into it. So
yeah, we really need this. We need to, come together. I need it, because out there in the world, we're not being fed this kind of stuff unless you're looking for it, unless you're taking the time like all of you did today. So we need to continue this. Me and I, like I said, we're really devoting our practices this year to making sure that this is available for people, because we are powerful when we keep connecting back into this truth and this information. So so just stay tuned and keep looking for us and joining us, and we'll support each other. We're already an incredible group. I'm just blown away by this beauty.
Yes, and I also want to say, generally, I pick somebody out of the group I watch to see who has spoken to me silently. Not that you all haven't, but who I can gift also some time with. And if it's all right, I'm surprising Laurie. She doesn't know that this was happening because I've just heard that I need to. But Jennifer Helms, you're my person. So Mia@miasigns.com. Okay, honey? I keep watching you, the energy around you. So beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you.
So beautiful. Oh,
I'm gonna turn off
okay.
the recording.
Well, I guess we